Hey, my name's Andrew, and today I wanted to talk about a topic and just have a conversation, cameras versus phones. I've been pondering this a lot recently, and maybe the reason you clicked on this video is because you yourself are wondering, do I really need a camera, or is my phone good enough at taking pictures and videos? Starting off, I think the more I see commercials about the latest iPhone or the new Pixel phone and the technology behind these cameras and how you can get portrait mode, and now with the new Pixel phone you can like crop people out of the background of your photos. I really think like with all that technology that we have at our fingertips, the question is becoming more and more difficult to answer. Do I really need to buy a camera, a dedicated like one purpose machine, when like, let's face it, everyone has a phone nowadays. Is my phone good enough, or do I really need a camera? So kind of want to unpack that today. And in order to do that, I kind of broke down into three categories. I feel like in order to answer the question, you have to define where you are. The first group probably aren't people that are clicking on this video, and those are the pro photographers. Imagine you're at your wedding and you've paid someone, $5,000-$6,000 to take pictures at your wedding. They show up, they have their backpack, they have their lights, their tripods and all this gear, and then they go to take your picture and they pull out their iPhone. I don't care what kind of pictures they could get. They could be the most amazing pictures in the world. That kind of posture of somebody holding their phone, taking your picture, I feel like you definitely would kind of judge that person. So there's kind of a posture in this professional world that like phones aren't good enough. So if you're like in the pro realm, like I said, you wouldn't have clicked on this video to begin with. So I kind of already pushed that category off to the side. You probably don't relate with that. On the other spectrum, you have your pro photographers, people that make a living off of using taking photos and videos. On the other side, you have people who are just very casual. They want to take pictures of their traveling to put on Instagram, a picture of their latte to put on Facebook or whatever. So if you kind of identify with the casual photographer group, I think it becomes pretty clear that the answer is no, you don't really need a camera. But if you fall in this third category, which is kind of in the spectrum in the middle, where maybe you're not pro, maybe you would want to start a business eventually. You don't want to just keep taking photos with your camera. Like I said, there's that posture where it's like you're a photographer, but all you do is take pictures on your phone. It's not very cool, in my opinion, right now. And maybe that'll change over time. But if you're in a category where you kind of want to take your photography to the next level, you want to get better, quality photos, I think the only way you can get that right now is with a camera. And you don't have to spend a ton of money. For example, I've recently gotten into photography with my Canon M50, which, is what I'm using right now. I originally got that for more video purposes, but the more I've used it now, I use it more for photography than I ever have. And I've really enjoyed that. To go along with all what I'm saying, I conveyed a little survey on my Instagram recently, and it wasn't super scientific or anything like that, but I did go out just one evening and I took a picture with my phone and the same identical picture with my camera. And the goal was to get like a similar picture and then posted them on my Instagram side by side. The question was, which do you prefer? So I wasn't getting too detailed, like which one do you think's better quality or anything like that, but just which do you prefer? And so the interesting results that came back, and I kind of expected it, but some people preferred, on some of the photos, some people preferred the camera. On a couple of them, the phone was more popular. People liked the phone photo more than the camera. So to kind of wrap up what I learned from that is that if you are on the casual end of photography and you just want to upload to Instagram and Facebook and TikTok or whatever, your phone is good enough. People aren't going to notice. And if they do, so what? People are just on Instagram to share their memories. So it doesn't really matter. So I think I could go on and on talking about this, but I think the answer is pretty clear. If you're on the casual side of photography, your phone's going to do a good enough job. But if you want to kind of venture into the more pro side, a camera is the definite way that you can get there. It's becoming, I think, unfortunately, the way I see it, as phone cameras get better and better, it's harder to answer that question, do I really need a pro camera? You could film somebody's wedding or take photos, and I'm sure they would love it. But there is that kind of posture side, and the experience of using a camera versus my phone. I got more into photography when I was using an actual hands-on camera. So if that's you, if you're in that boat where you kind of want to jump into photography more, I would say a camera is definitely the vessel for that. And if you're looking for a camera, I would definitely recommend the Canon M50 as a beginner. And I have made a review on that and different lenses and stuff like that. So you can check those out on this channel. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below because I'm pretty quick with responding. And if you're like me, just beginning the photography process and you want to get better at photography and video, click the subscribe button because I'm making a lot of videos about that, so you can come along with me on the journey. And if you do that, I will see you in the next video.